Have you ever felt this excitement when coming up with a new idea? Your mind expanding this idea further and further with ever more detail and scale until it crystallizes into something beautiful, something you can almost see, something you can almost feel, even though it is entirely the product of your imagination. And so you rush to implement that idea. You want to bring it to life. You want to share it with other people. There is burning passion in your eyes and you get to work. A week passes and you've learned a lot. Watching or reading guides and dedicating all of your free time to the project. It is not as easy as you thought, but you are poised to go on and on. Another week goes by. Some first results, a bit rough, but you can improve over time. Another week, then another. Progress feels slower now. A month has gone by, and your project is still far from finished even though you've spent every single minute of your free time working on it. So now you start to question the whole ordeal. If it's going to take so much time, is it worth it? And besides, you're quite tired of the concept, to be honest. You've been thinking about it non-stop for the past month, and it seems mundane and boring now. So, why continue? You don't feel like you want to do this anymore, so you decide to abandon the project. Congratulations, you've experienced a so-called burnout. But why? Why did this ineffable motivation you felt for the first week suddenly turn into this complete lack of desire to go on? Let me explain with this visual metaphor. Let's say that this fire is your desire to create. Fire, of course, needs fuel to burn, right? And if fire is your desire to create, what would be fuel in this metaphor? The fuel is your time and attention, your thoughts, the energy you spend on the project. Okay, now let's model the situation I've described at the start of the video. An idea comes up in your head, a spark that gives birth to the fire. Nice, it's a small flame, but you hastily add fuel to it, making it bigger and bigger, hotter and hotter, and the bigger it grows, the more fuel it needs. So you keep on adding more and more until it grows so big there is no way you can have enough fuel to feed it. But it's a huge fire, it should last for a while, right? Wrong. The bigger the fire, the faster it burns. So it eats itself almost immediately, and now you are left with the ashes. That's why it feels so sudden. Just one day you wake up and go like, damn, I don't want to do this anymore. But is there a way to avoid this? How can you prevent the fire from growing so large you can't sustain it? And the answer is simple, just feed it less fuel. Make it a campfire, not a bonfire. Spend less time on your projects, and what's more important, spend less time thinking about these projects when you are not directly in the process of working on them. Keep the flame steady and small, don't let it grow beyond sustainability. Your progress will be slower if you do it like this, but the pace is much easier to maintain and wins in the long term. Also, don't put your idea in a clearly defined box. Let it evolve and grow, don't expect it to stay the same forever. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow of the moment, and maybe it will lead you somewhere you didn't even think was possible. And once again, to emphasize the point, do not think in great detail about the project you are making when you are not working on it directly. It is something that I particularly struggle with. It is a very important part, because it keeps things fresh and unpredictable. If you already have a perfect blueprint of what to build, it is not particularly exciting to put in the manual labor to make it happen. But if you are building with barely a plan in mind, figuring it out as you go, you have no idea what you will end up creating, and so you go on with excitement, just to see what the hell will these things look like. And I'm not saying that this approach is for everybody. But if you watch this video so far, something about it resonated with you, so you should at least give it a try. And to close it off, just a few more personal tips. You can experiment with working on your project in small bursts throughout the day. It helps me a lot to keep focused and motivated. These are usually like 45-minute sessions, sometimes more, sometimes less, and I usually quit when I still want to go on and have a direction in mind. This makes the next session very easy to get into and get going. And other things are walks, as in going outside and walking around. No music, no phone, just you and the skies. A stroll through the park perhaps. 30 minutes. Let your mind loose, just taking the scenery around you. When you come back home, it will be much easier to dive into the creative process. Anyway, that's about it for this video. Take care. Bye bye.